Well, hello there, my maths friends. So we are back again, but not too much longer till we all see each other, hopefully. Now, today we are going to be looking at some fractions questions, the way they may come up in the exams for finding a fraction of an amount, with some questions from mathsgenie on the worksheet, which you can download and have a go at that way as well, but I'll talk you through all of them as well. But before we do, I've got a little starter for you. Imagine you had a certain number of coins, or what's this? Start again. What is the smallest amount of money you could have that would have to have 6 coins if you had all the different sorts of coins available? So that's 1p, 2p, 5p, 10p, 20p, 50p, £1 and £2. What's the smallest amount of money that needs 6 coins? You don't need 6 coins to make 6 pence. You could have 6 pennies, but you could do it with 2, with a 5 penny and a 1. So that's what we're going to look at first. Pause the video and have a go and see if you can work it out for yourself. Pause the video and give it a go, and then see if you agree with me. So here's our problem: the smallest amount of money needing more than 5 coins. So all of these £2 I can do with 1 coin, can't I? But there's going to be an amount of money that's less than £2 that I need more for. For example, I need 2 coins to make 3. I need 2 coins as well to make 4. So if we just look through the very first few, we need just 1 for 5. 5 plus 1 is 6. 5 plus 2 is 7. To get 8, we need 5 plus 2 plus 1, which is 3 coins. So, and then to get 9, you can do that with the same number of coins. So I'm wondering already whether or not the amount I have may be an 8, because between 1 and 10, 8 is the first one that needs 3 coins, and 9 doesn't need more than 3. Right, so then carrying on, do we need, we know we can just, we don't need to write down everything, do we? I know 11 is going to be 10 plus 1. 14 I could just do, couldn't I? 10 plus 2 plus 2, showing that for 14 it's still only 3. How about 18, considering that was quite a lot? That would be 10 plus 5, wouldn't it? The way to do this, of course, is always to take the biggest coin that you can without going over the top, and then you get the smallest amount that you could have. Plus 2 plus 1, so 3 coins for 17, but 4 coins needed for 18. That's interesting. So will it take 5 for 28 possibly? 20 pence plus 5 plus 2 plus 1. No, it's the same number of coins, because we can get just as close with 1 coin there. What about 38 though? Because there's no 30p coin. Well, you're going to have to add in 1 more coin to get your 30, but then it's still just 3 more to get your 8. So we need a number of 10s that's going to take 3 coins. So 40 is 20 plus 20 equals 40, doesn't it? So I can get 48 with 5 coins as well. 50 we can get with 1. 60 we can get with 2. 70 I can get with 2. 80 is going to take me 50 plus 20 plus 10. So that's taking me 3 to get there, and then I know it takes 3 to get 8. So it looks like it's 88, because if I then add 5 and 2 and 1, I get 88 pence. So what we did there was, I tried to show you the way I hadn't thought my way through the problem before I started talking it through then. So I thought, yes, I'm going to have to do a fair bit of working, and this is showing my working, but I did not work out every single amount that was possible. I thought about what I'd already found. Right, we'll take these questions two at a time just to get into them, the first ones. So finding 1/6 of 420. Now you can do this with a bit of division, but in case you're not sure what you're looking for, our whole thing of taking a rectangle can help here. If I was to divide this into 6, I could do that by chopping it down 3 times there, and that's into 6, isn't it? So the whole 420, and I just want one of those. So that makes me realise I've got to do 420 divided by 6. 6 doesn't go into 4, so into 42 it goes 7 exactly. So it would be 70. So what we're saying is, if you made 6 equal boxes to divide your 7, to split your 720 into, we'd want one of those, so it's 70. Again, for 44, 1/4 of 44, well, if 44 is our whole thing, we would have to divide it by 4 to get 1/4, wouldn't we? So 44 divided by 4 is 11. Right, pause the video and have a go at these two. 1/8 of 72. We need to divide 72 by 8. If you go through your 8 times table, when you get to 9/8, you've got there, so it's 9. And 1/5 of 60, 60 divided by 5. Well, we know 10 fives are 50, so 2 more than that makes 12. And the last one on the first page, 1/3 of 48. Pause the video, give it a go. So I've got to divide 48 by 3. A bus shelter makes it easy. 3 into 4 goes once, with 1 remainder. That 1 was 1/10, wasn't it? So this is 18. 3 into 18 goes exactly 6 times, giving you 16. Page 2, things start to get a little more interesting. Work out 3/4 of 180, not 1/4. So that's where having the box of and dividing it into quarters helps us think about it. If I do 180 and divide it by 4, I will find 1/4. 4 into 18 goes 4, with 2 left over. 4 into 20 goes 5. So that would be 45, 45, 45, and 45. Now I'm not looking for 1/4, I'm looking for 3, so just to make it really clear, maybe I can highlight if this will show up. I don't know, but it will. Anyway, 45, I've got 3 of those 4 boxes, making 3/4, or basically all of it apart from that quarter there. So then I've got 45 times 3, or we could just add 3 45s together. 5, 5 and 5 makes 15, carry the 10, 4, 8, 12, 13. So my final answer is 135. Have a go at doing a similar thing for 2/5 of 140. So 140, I'm going to represent by a bar. That is 100, that is 5 parts long. 5 parts because the important part, the most important thing of a fraction is always the bottom number. It tells you what you're dividing it into. So you're dividing it into 5 pieces. So I've got to do 140 divided by 5. 5 into 14 goes twice, with 4 left over, and 8 5s make 40, so it's 28. So 28 is 1/5, so we could put 28 into each box of this, and that would make up our 140. But we don't want all of it. All we want is 2/5 of it. So we want that amount. So we want 28 and 28, or 28 times 2, depending on how you like to look at it. 8 add 8 is 16, 2, 2 and 1 make 5, so it's 56. Right, have a go at doing the same idea on questions 8 and 9. Pause the video, give it a go. Right, so first of all, we can take a bar which we split into 3, representing our 240. So we need to find out what 1/3 is worth before we can know what 2/3 is. 3 doesn't go into 2, so 3 into 24 goes 8, with nothing left over, so it's 80. 80 add 80 is 160, add another 80 is 240. Now we want 2/3 of it. I'm going to try pencil shading, and does that, is that a bit easier? Maybe it is. So we want those 2/3 of, so we need to add those two 80s together, or times 80 by 2, and you get 160. 5/6 of 72. So now I've got my bar representing 72. I'm going to divide it into 6. So cut it in half and then each half into 3, like that. 72 divided by 6. Well, 6 goes once into 7 with 1 left over and twice into 12. So it's 12. 12 sixes are 72. So we can say 12, 12, 12, 12, 12. And there would be a 12 in there, but that's the one that we don't want. So I'm just going to cross that one out and say this is what I want. So I want 5 times 12. And 5 times 12, well, if I'm going to times something by 5, I could times it by 10 and halve it. So 10 12's 120, half that is 60. And we actually did 5 times 12 is 60 a minute ago, didn't we? So 60 is our answer. Last one of these sort of basic finding a fraction of an amounts then. 3/7 of 56. Pause the video and give it a go. So we've got our bar representing 56. We need to divide that into 7 bits. A little bit trickier to do just before halfway if I split that into 3. And now this needs to be split into 4. Right, there we go. I've got 7 there. So I know I need to do 56 divided by 7. And 7 goes into, well, if you're not sure, you have to sort of write it out. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, and the next one does make 56. So that is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So each 7th is worth 8. And we want 3 of them. So let's cross out the ones we don't want. We want those 3 there. So 3 times 8 is 24. Now there are a lot of questions on this worksheet, so we're not going to do it all today. We will continue next lesson, but we've still got time to do some more, so we're definitely going to do this next page of questions 11, 12 and 13. So pause the video and see what you can make of this one. Holly is thinking of a number. 3/4 of Holly's number is 39. Well, let's make a bit of a picture of what's going on. So we know that if we had quarters, if we made a bar of it, what we would be wanting is those 3 there. So we know that they add up to 39. What could we do to work out what goes in each box? Well, each quarter is the same size, isn't it? But now we've actually got 3 bits. So if I do 39 divided by 3, 3 goes into 39 13 times. So 3/4, that makes you 39. There's your extra quarter. So what we need to do is add that quarter onto 39, or do 4 times 13, and that gives us 52. So 52 was the number Holly was thinking of. Moving on to question 12, pause the video This is very, very similar. It just hasn't got Holly thinking. They've just used a letter instead. So think about it, have a go before I go through it. Well, first thing to do was to make fifths. So we'll make a bar that we can divide into 5. And then 2/5 of the number makes 18. So 2/5 is that much, isn't it? That's making 18. So what number must be there? Well, that must be 18 divided by 2, which is 9, isn't it? So that means each fifth is worth 9. So each fifth is worth 9. What we've got here is 5 times 9, isn't it? And 5 times 9 is 45. Have a go at doing the same thing for question 13. There it is. 5/6 of a number is 30. Right, well, hopefully you've started by drawing a bar and then saying this is divided into sixths. So chopping a bar into 6, I chop it into a half and then each half into 3. And we're saying 5/6, so that is that much. So I put my arrow there. 5/6 is 30. So how much is one of those? We've actually got 5 parts there, haven't we? So if I do 30 divided by 5, that gives me 6. We must have 6 in each part, but also in the 1/6 that we didn't have. So the original number must be all of these 6's. So we had 30, one more 6 on top of it. 30 plus 6 makes 36. Right, we've got time to have a look at one more question, a little bit more complicated again, question 14. So, have a think about what you could do here. We want the difference between 25 and 2/9 of 81. So, before I can work out the difference between 25 and 2/9 of 81, I need to work out 2/9 of 81. So let's do that. So I'm going to need a nice long bar so I can split it into 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 81 is our whole bar, and we are looking at 2/9 of it, so we want that much. So first of all, we need to find out what 1/9 is. Well, you know how to do that. You find 1/9 by dividing, because we want the same number in each one. 81 divided by 9 is 9, so we'd have 9 in every single one of these all the way. But we're not really fussed about all of that, we just want this. So we can say that 2/9 of 81 is 9 plus 9, or 9 times 2, which is 18. And we want the difference between 25 and 18. Well, when they ask for the difference, they're really asking you to take one from the other, or you could count up from 18 to 25. So 18 on a number line, up to 25, you go 2 to get to 20, another 5 to get to 25, it's 7, and 25 take 18 is 7, and that would be your final answer on that. Now these are starting to get tricky, but don't worry, we'll take them one at a time. We will take our time. If you get confused, stop the video, just watch it again and think about it. But remember, if you're confused, make a picture of what's going on and it will help you think the problem out for yourself. Goodbye everyone.